More speed.
Good morning, Dunyarzad. Sorry we're late.
Not at all. I arrived early.
You seem kinda tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry. Shall we go? Let's start with the stalls over there.
Sure! Traveler? Why are you just standing there? Let's get going! Ooh, they're selling food over that way! Let's go take a look!
This is a stall offering foods from the Haftmewa feast.
You are quite well informed.
Actually,
It's one of the Sub-Zerus festival's traditions. People used to set their tables with 7 different foods to symbolize.
Appear to be...
really?
The moon signifies... It's escaping me for now.
Is he really looking?
Oh, right. But if you trust your intuition and...
Understood. I'll keep...
Oh, it's nothing.
Guess that was still pretty... So, where to next?
You want to learn some Favonia's?
Blade work?
All right then, I'll teach you. Oh yes, I'll teach you all right. Mark my words. I condemn you!
All right, soldiers. Now that you have...
Yes, Knight Ferris! What's going on?
Ferris, the Knight of...
Oh, do you want some Yalta candies? I happen to have some...
What's the pick?
It's not that simple.
Ooh, how...
And there's also lizard...
Why are those Traveler...
Great! These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5. Ah, excellently chosen. Number 4 is indeed Sunsetia.
Ha-ha! Paimon bet you had incredible luck, and Paimon was right! Huh? How's that possible? It's obviously random. Maybe we didn't sleep very well last night. Or maybe we slept too much.
Oh, sure.
Huh? Where are you going? Deja vu? Oh, Paimon knows what that is. It's when you feel like you've already experienced whatever is going on. In that case, Paimon also felt something like that today. But that's just our brains playing tricks on us, isn't it? So why'd you run here in such a hurry? So that's it! You're intentionally doing things.
Welcome, you two. Are you here for lunch? What would you like to eat? Got it. You don't look like you're from these parts, but I gotta...
Charcoal-baked Angelina cake? Isn't it that burned thing that didn't look tasty at all? Oh, Paimon understands what you're trying to do now. You'd never normally order something like this. That thing? Are you really gonna eat it? Isn't this going a bit too far? How was it? The look on your face is telling Paimon that it tasted awful. Then, you mean... That's impossible. So, would this be a case of taste bud deja vu? Paimon also gets the impression that we've been here, how about we go out again and try something else? Is sitting by yourself on that bench over there. What a coincidence, Dunyarzad.
Oh, I ran into some kidnappers.
Kidnappers?
I'm okay. Dia's arm got scratched, but...
Whew. That's a big relief. But...
Not at all. I've always been like this. Excessive physical exertion or strong emotions tend to aggravate my illness. Besides, no matter how amazing today may be, it is but a single day. After however many more days, my time will come to an end.
Paimon doesn't quite follow you, and Paimon feels like something's really got you down right now.
It really is fine. I don't mind. Huh?
Dunyarzad, have you ever felt déjà vu? You know, like when you've already experienced something that's happening right now?
Deja vu? No. But my days have been the same for years now. Even if I were feeling deja vu, I suppose I would already be used to it.
Oh, Paimon.
It's almost...
Huh?
Nilou's dance of subs...
With your lack of intellectual credentials, I do not believe you are qualified to debate with me. What you should be doing is finding workers to tear down this ridiculous... When we return, have the scribe draft an ordinance before the next Nyagarbaha Day that prohibits public art performances. We will publicly announce it later through the Akasha.
Understood. I will inform him when I return.
The Sub-Zeru's festival. Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content.
Nilou, are you okay?
Oh, Dunyarzad.
It's okay.
But you've been really looking forward to this.
It truly is unfortunate, but I don't want to cause trouble for anyone.
True, but...
The next festival.
Wait, what did you just say?
No, nothing.
Paimon can't believe what those heartless geezers did! Maybe it really was because of exhaustion. Same here. Then, how about we settle in and get a good night's sleep? For now, we can chalk things up to exhaustion. We can do more thinking tomorrow.
Observing a modest drop in the output of Jnana energy, but values still remain within normal parameters.
Continue to monitor for variances in the data.
Why does Paimon feel so tired after so much sleep?
Not at all. I arrived early.
Huh? Paimon thinks you sound kinda tired. Did you not get enough sleep?
I'm doing well. There's no need to worry. Shall we go? Let's start with the stalls over there.
Great idea! Let's get going! Traveler?
It's all thanks to Miss Dunyarzad's sponsorship that the children can enjoy. Are you interested in Yalda candy? It's not that simple. Each box contains a And there's also...
Huh?
No problem. These boxes of candy are numbered 1 to 5 from left to right. Which one do you want? Oh, I like your confidence. No hesitation at all. Oh, congratulations! Number 4 is indeed Sunsetia.
Paimon knew she always had incredible luck. Paimon's not
Wait. How did you know? Don't...
What?
That couldn't have been luck. How is this possible? I packed all those boxes. Mind reading?
Tell us what's going on! Since when did you get superpowers? Traveler? Hey, what's going on? Did you see something? Us leaving Dunya's side without letting her know is kinda rude. What are you looking for? Why did we come here? Traveler? That's... Look! That's... Isn't that Dunyarzad? What's happening here? Why are there 2 Dunyarzads?
You already know that this isn't your first Sub-Zero's festival, don't you? I'm sure you already know how to use this.
A knowledge capsule?
You should use it too, Paimon.
You know Paimon? Well, what the? This is our 20th time at the Sub No. The 30th? 40th? Just how many times have we been to the Sub-Zero's festival? Have we been trapped in a single day? If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have even realized. What the heck was inside that knowledge capsule?
Your memories are still scrambled? Try your best to remember. This isn't the first time we've met, and I answered that question a long time ago.
Let Paimon think. Oh, it's coming back. Meeting you was the real catalyst for restoring our memories, and the knowledge... what about everyone else?
Your sense of deja vu is stronger than everyone else's, yes? As for an explanation, you two received the blessing of Dendro, and you also have special, sensitive constitutions. It was as if a single sheet of paper was separating those memories from your consciousness. A familiar question. I think this is the 7th time. As you can see, she isn't doing well. You probably sensed it too. The Dunyarzad you were just with is different from the first Dunyarzad you met. That first Dunyarzad is in front of you right now, and she doesn't have a lot of time left. Looks like you're almost done sorting out your brain. Oh yeah, I'm Nahida. Good, you passed the test.
What's happening? You can awaken our memories, and you seem like you know what's going on. Oh, wait, please don't tell Paimon even you don't know.
Everything in this world runs in a loop. This cycle is called the samsara. You, me, and everyone else are all stuck inside the one-day samsara. As for the truth, that's on you to find out. If you were told the truth instead of discovering it yourselves, it would literally blow your minds. I don't know how you'd be after that. I can only give you surface-level help, like bits of information and subtle hints. For the rest of the time, I'll be doing all I can to slow down Dunyarzad's illness.
She looks like she isn't doing well at all.
If we can break out of the samsara, but as things are right now, she's just a small bird in the sky that's about to lose its last feathers. All I can do is raise a gale to delay her fall.
You sure love to use weird...
Analogies are wonderful tools. They let you use existing knowledge to understand... Okay, so, with what you know so far, what do you think the truth is?
Feels exhausted, even though I haven't done... What's happening right now? The moon, illusions, and lies. Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times, and... happening right now seems to have happened. That should be it. That should be it.
A time loop. You've given similarly wrong answers in the past. A pity.
Still the wrong answer? Paimon thought that made a lot of sense. It feels like time's just repeating itself.
A simple time loop can't explain some of the phenomena. You two are still missing a...
Dunyarzad.
The Sub-Zero's festival is happening every day, but that doesn't mean we can waste an infinite amount of them. Hurry and find the...
Let's think about our current situation. To save Dunyarzad, we have to escape the samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival. And to do that, we need to figure out what's happening. The truth. Nahida rejected the idea of a time loop, so we must have missed something, right? Paimon's memories say that we've already done this many times, but let's go talk to people again. It's more productive than sitting here and scratching our heads. Why don't we start with those stall owners?
Hey, it's you guys again. I see. Did you come back to buy something? I guarantee the freshness of my products. I harvest... Huh? What brought this about?
To put it another way, if you really...
What kind of philosophical nonsense is this? Are you two daydreaming? Didn't you know that no one dreams in Sumeru? Go somewhere else if...
He actually has a point. Is this a dream? True. Anyway, if this all really were just a dream...
Oh, it's you two. Was my divination so accurate that you felt compelled to compliment me in person? Ooh, I knew it! I told you, the god's divination is highly accurate. You just hadn't...
You're really excited about this.
Help you...
So, you're admitting...
Anyway, what kind of situation did you get into? Huh? Hold on a second. What you just said...
Paimon knew you were...
Marvelous. Truly marvelous. I believe you. Recall the interpretation of your divination.
When you say it like that, the divination does sound like it's...
I believe that the Archon's revelations are never more than vague hints. Anything more specific is beyond the reach of mere mortals. The book only says, if you trust your instincts and overcome your fears, the sun will surely rise.
So that's how it is. Looks like fortune-telling is just... We haven't made any progress. Who else can we talk to? Paimon remembers that we tried talking to her a couple of times, but she always thinks we're playing pranks on her. You think she'll brush us off again? Yeah, if we tap into Dia... At this time of day, Dia's...
I'm
fine, my lady.
Perfect timing.
Paimon, traveler, you came at just the right time. Listen, there was a dangerous Huh? You saw?
You want the traveler to take Dunyarzad somewhere to rest up while...
How did you know what I was...
We need to say something
People in Sumeru don't... Dia sold her greatsword to... The moon eluded my mind.
Tell her, traveler!
I didn't tell anyone about that. Including Miss Dune.
All right, so this is...
It's kinda hard to believe what you just told me. First, let me make something clear. Most of us desert dwellers might not be the scholarly...
She's quieter than you.
Yeah, she is... Her parents said that this is how she was like at first.
Huh?
I don't quite understand what you're all talking about.
My lady, are you angry? All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt since you knew about my great...
I told you that it won't help to...
We just wanted her to see...
The real Dunyarzad?
Huh?
I told you that you two are special.
Hold on. Over there. Is that?
Wow. How perceptive.
Miss Dunyarzad, she's lying down here, isn't she?
Her condition's really bad, and she's basically in a...
I can sense her aura.
Do you believe us now? The Sub-Zero's festival has been repeating itself. So, you think the sages are behind?
Yeah, they've always been against us. Wouldn't surprise me if they're using the Akasha to intentionally repeat the Sub-Zero's festival as a sick joke.
You have a point. Aside from the Dendro Archon, the Academia's... Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know. Right! Didn't you awaken our memory?
The Akasha relies on the power of a Gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people.
A Gnosis could do that? No wonder the Akasha is so magical. It's being powered by the Gnosis of Sumeru's Archon.
So,
She said, and Paimon quotes, the Akasha relies on the power of a Gnosis to operate.
Compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and grants knowledge to the people. Wait. I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for, but...
Did she mean that the sages enter new knowledge into the Akasha? Oh, yeah. That sounds about right. What do you think?
People in Sumer... Okay, Nahida said, The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to... My mind feels... What's happening right now seems to have happened before.
You mean the Akasha is causing our When the desert dwellers set off on their quest for knowledge, a sage once said, compiling the entire country's knowledge. You think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us? Who knows? The Akasha can put knowledge into our...
What's the point of doing...
Just think about it. If you could combine the knowledge of every single person in Sumer, this hive mind could make breakthroughs in problems that even the smartest geniuses can't...
An excellent deduction. And the analogy comparing Sumeru City to a massive brain? I love it.
In that case, we should take off our Akasha terminals right away. Maybe that'll solve this problem.
Yeah, I was only wearing this for show in the first place. Didn't expect the sages to...
How does everyone feel? Huh? What is it? Oh, that! Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a single soft beep that sounds like it's...
The sound of a beep. Could it be a prompt tone for when the Akasha is operating?
That's probably an important clue. We weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep anyway. Traveler, did you...
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. We took off our Akasha terminals.
Phase runtime has exceeded its expected length. At this rate, there may be casualties.
But we cannot lose all of our progress.
Remember?
Good. You adapted quickly this time.
We definitely took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard that beep. Why is that? But now we can at least confirm one thing. Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go this...
It's extremely difficult for lab rats in an experiment to understand.
If we're lab rats, then what are you?
I guess I'm the moon.
The moon? Wasn't that...
Anyway, knowing who I am won't help you get closer to the truth.
Okay then. Dia helped us a lot yesterday, so let's go find her.
Ah, there you are. I've already taken care of those kidnappers. My lady, did you get hurt?
Huh?
What's wrong? Why are you both gawking at me like that?
You didn't get...
Huh? What do you mean this time? Why are you so surprised that I managed to get out unscathed? Those kids were amateurs. Shh! How did you know about my greatsword?
So Dia's lost her memories after all.
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword. It's as if...
You're saying that, although you don't remember using it, your body feels like it does?
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory. Only knowing the theory of battle won't get...
Traveler, what do you think? Yeah, Paimon's feeling really hopeful. Oh, you're right! Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
I have no clue what you...
So you want us to take Dunyarzad somewhere else to...
How did you know what I was...
from Dia not getting injured, everything seems to have stayed the same. Listen, Nahida, we found out you think the samsara has been broken?
Really? Good job on all that progress. Get some good sleep tonight.
Hey, what kind of an answer is that?
Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure. How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as anything beyond a made-up concept? It's even possible that this entire world is a lie, and the history of the whole world...
Okay, no more!
That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking about things you will learn tomorrow. Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and flush your anxiety dookie away. Huh? People always say they feel a sense of relief after they take a duk-duk. That's why I suggested you could...
It's so strange and so against common sense that... Paimon's at a loss for words. You were sounding... Yeah. Even though it's happy and lively at the Sub-Zero's festival every day, it feels...
Continue the harvest. Compared to what we stand to achieve, these sacrifices are trivial.
We're still in the same day! Nahida, you already knew last night that we didn't break out of the samsara? Why did you tell us?
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity like that doesn't come by often, and I thought it might help you clear...
Paimon thought the Duke did that! Whatever. Guess you...
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been...
Paimon's flattered and everything.
What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve the... In other words, if you weren't here...
Nahida's talking about confusing stuff.
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new...
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory? Oh, yeah! You're right! Gosh, how did we not notice that? In a simple time loop, people's physical conditions should also reset.
So, what...
The moon illusion. Mercenaries rely heavily on muscle memory. The beep is a prompt tone for... Okay, Nahida said we've already experienced the Sub-Zero. If all our memories of a day are erased at the end of that day, then we would unwittingly relive that same day again.
Oh! Then the beep we hear every... That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zero's festival hasn't happened yet. But muscle memory can't be erased. That's why Dia...
A brilliant deduction.
Nahida, tell us if we're...
To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception.
That isn't simple at all!
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might...
Right! She did help us find our latest clue after all. Let's go!
there you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, dear.
It hurt? Why would I?
Well, you're still getting used.
Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar and...
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's got no... Oh, that works.
What happened to you guys while I was gone?
Don't think too hard about it.
All right then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that...
Yes, your memory...
Then I'd have to disagree.
Oh? What?
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zeru's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used, the money we spent, the food we ate? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't...
Right! They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything! It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsense. Come with me. Miss Dunyarzad? Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were...
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice. Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
That's true, but...
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say. Each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to...
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training. Whew, I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain-exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime. Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now? Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately. Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a... Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel vision? How about we go back and ask Nahida?
You're back early today.
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But if...
leaving the city. As far as...
We did? But we don't...
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so...
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during...
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Yep. Something here's definitely fishy. Let's get... Our memories are back! About that... Well...
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, listen to it and you'll
Can't go back! There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in. It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday. Okay, let's...
Why can't we leave the city?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already...
That's your problem.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lot. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. What can...
Here we go again. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insight...
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters. This is a good spot. And the guard hasn't noticed it. Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind? But... What if... Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but... okay. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as and please, be careful. Memories! Traveler! Paimon would never... Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back! You promised Paimon...
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
Paimon doesn't care! Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay! Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day! Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you did...
Okay. Paimon, can you tell us... I see. Using 2 people...
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you... disappeared in an instant. No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure? I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken.
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased? It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside. Something like a message?
But don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well, okay. You want something that can pass on...
Yep! Now we're...
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this just...
I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending...
To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city.
We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now. in! Let's expose those sages! Isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it. Okay, see you tomorrow, Traveler. That covers everything that's happened so far.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty. Except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
There's another part here. We only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after... And now, even behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Why did the message end right there? What did it...
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right.
The message. It should have come
after the beep. Traveler said...
Traveler... What do you think that final space could have been?
All the bizarre... Was that space actually the real... My impression is that each day in this samsara only... My impression is that... All the bizarre...
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the finals later on... Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Paimon's head is spinning.
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half. Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know! Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahi.
You're back! I've been waiting forever for— Are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the fest— Okay.
Okay. We've already all the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. Those spaces remind me of dreams. Okay. Nahida said we've already the moon. People in Sumeru don't dream. We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream. But the truth is, the Akasha steals their dreams, and those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after—
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha relies on the— It is the manifestation of the god of— It compiles the wisdom of— And it grants knowledge— The Akasha—
That doesn't—
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the dead. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there—
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich—
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia— Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions. And the fact that no one dreams is a blessing. The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the samsara?
Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces— Grand Sage, my mind— We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream. And so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha...
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually...
Alright, last question.
They say that alchemical divination is the
So you noticed. I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been... It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions. You asked me this question before. My answer, now that you know this is all a dream, have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Like your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had... Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous...
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia Forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this?
You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question, especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this!
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason? Wow, now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Those spaces remind me... Okay, Nahida said, Grand Sage...
Celebrate the birth of the... Could it mean... Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their sake after we end the Sub-Zero's festival.
How can the sages of the
In the end, I'm just the moon.
A sun and a moon? Oh, we're out of time.
I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow.
Good morning, Nahida. Hey, what's wrong, Nahida?
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already...
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
even can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad?
She's actually something like a puppet. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could know, so another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream.
But personality-wise,
puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not...
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way, so that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still... far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sabzeruz festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sabzeruz festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food. Find some way to make that person realize that they're...
How are we going to find them, though? And even if we did find them, how? After all, like you said...
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do... As for me...
Out of town?
Or yes. Hurry and go.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come. She was such a good person. Yeah, but we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this stream? Feels like it... Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is? Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sabzeruz festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening.
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish?
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay, my wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a...
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zeru's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years... Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh!
What?
Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yalda candies per... Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her.
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Tia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... fine, alright, knock... Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going...
Oz, reveal thyself!
No rest for the wicked. Midnight Phantasm.
Law of the jungle.
Eye for an eye.
I'll be back.
Following order.
Scatter! Germinate!
Rack and ruin.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad... Oh, and speaking... Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara, she said it was because she had forgotten something? Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival. Yeah, even if it's only a time... This is the place! It's rude to enter other people's... Hey! The windows are unlocked! Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside. This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside. Should we open it? Wow. Dunyarzad, even though she was also busy preparing for the Sub-Zero's festival, she must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, but now that we know, we... Hey! Where are you off to now?
could get used to this.
It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she...
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, what? Where are we going this time?
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise. Oh.
Traveler?
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you... Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course! If this is the... So they're just...
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage? Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Dunyarzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, Al?
Yeah. What's going on here? Huh? You guys are acting...
Hey! They disappeared! putty Saras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assume there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there were. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu. But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu...
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
So I'm right.
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. As far as you know, people...
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent...
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So...
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and all kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, his wife lying next to him said, "You're off to search for..." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can. The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zero's.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
Good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like Paimon's head feels super heavy. Paimon thinks it was the Sub-Zero's fest. Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero? Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal! She's not in her room. What happened?
Well done, Travel. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to I just had a dream. And I saw Nilou performing the dance of Sub-Zero's.
Actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero. And Dunyarzad, did you say...
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else.
What's going on?
It's actually...
Oh? Strange. Was I...
Dunyarzad first.
After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, among the countless dreams, I found once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness, such a small fragment of consciousness can't let where both will gradually fade until I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Not a moment too soon.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that...
Both are fine.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does this mean you can...
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet.
Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary?
That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find...
So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they!
In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. And I'm still really...
Yeah, you got a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you.
Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to every once in a while. I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom, and enlighten a lost soul here.
At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious.
You also heard someone's voice, right?
Yeah, so you do know!
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by... As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from King Deshret.
King Deshret? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha, the Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul, many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the Academia about this many times, but I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said... But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you...
The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at... No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated... This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. I wonder what caused them to... Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminal. I think they're deliberately...
Oh, that reminds Paimon! In Gandharvaville?
Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives. Make things right? You mean how the Akasha stops?
Yeah, it's been...
It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, the sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is even if the truth is that their dreams are being... With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of by now. Even those who never use Akasha terminals find it got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sages' activities for now. Go and get some sleep. What a relief.
Traveler? Paimon?
Maybe you would...
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime.
We spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord... Oh, we can't just keep waiting around like this. Let's go find Catherine and pick up some work so we can at least keep ourselves busy.
Ad Astra Abyssosque.
Hi, Catherine.
Commissions, huh? Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's academic and if possible, please also use your camera to
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to
Hey, that's not any better.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure the merchant...
Paimon's gotta ask.
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to...
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosk?
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zerus Festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zerus Festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival?
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers!
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now... we're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't, after all, I've already tried that. But all the key members of the Academia, even the core of 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing them. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha.
Have you already caught the sages' attention?
I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to... In any case, I probably can't... No way, that's...
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve in this. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How...
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru. Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make...
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the...
You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Al-Haytham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria?
Setaria? Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always... We ran into her basically every... Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou.
I've always liked observing Ak. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gift...
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth mist. The star began to waver, instead of staying beside it. But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for...
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there. This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Health prospects. No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for many tens of thousands of years. Marut, did you two spoil my divination?
Actually, Paimon thinks this is...
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial mate...
Is that so?
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your...
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Samari City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, Listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
This should be our final stop. Setaria is always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing.
What an admirable spirit for.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Makes me laugh every time.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormuz are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of King Deshret. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages. So, how do we set that up?
Well, King Deshret is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon. Here she comes. Satori! Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, as for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find out.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening.
Okay then. Strange. Your cat... I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to...
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods are asking, Sitaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone... home?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand.
I'm sorry. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking...
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such demand of me. Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the Academia. How can King Deshret still exist in real life?
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer.
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory... I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry.
Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harava-taught theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria.
She's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away!
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I have been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Deshret has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumer. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Deshret, and now you spend all your time—
Akeem, you don't mean—
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this!
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Come on! Sataria's already started talking with Shishan!
So, Shishan, like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to King Deshret as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the academia, and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Even now, Satari is still trying to
She can no longer just...
Hey, she's trying to...
This is the most important...
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matra right away.
Please, try to remain calm, miss.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents...
Heretics? What kind of
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him.
Miss Sataria.
You know my name?
King Deshret is immortal. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of King Deshret, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides...
How do you know me so well? Are you truly...
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the Academia, and if you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a...
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the Sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the masked dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would... I've just been working to meet the grand... However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through... let me see... let's use the most primitive method.
The Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be...
Don't worry about that. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right.
So,
that'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro...
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one... Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring...
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow...
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of Wisdom and Guardian of the Scholars?
No. The truth is the true Guardian of Scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow. That's right. I suppose I'm the other cat.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot. If something were to happen, my existence may. After all, the academia should still.
Yep. Exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard. Off? What do you feel is... It's the middle of the...
No, I think if you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe...
I also can't quite figure out why things...
Well, regardless... Huh. There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet. Of the night.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City! What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Pwetty Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru! Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the God of Wisdom.
This should be far enough. Whew. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who... and that even the sages are wary of him. Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor. Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, but what are the Fatui after this time? Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahida. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right? You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia forest? That has to be the same. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's...
Now I just need to get my hands on the rest. Now I just need to get my hands on the rest. No time to lose.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around.
Are you...
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of
The outcast? An outcast? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on...
You're...
Shouldn't let your guard down. No time to lose.
New punch.
I condemn you. Vengeance will be mine. Shudder.
It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
Try to keep up!
Good grief!
Evil tricks up your sleeve!
Rack and ruin!
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah, looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Kainari? Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.